With us, what was happening?
Well, shall I start? Or?
Yeah, please, Peter.
Yeah, well, I was trying to equalize, and then Magnus perhaps overestimated his position for one move and missed bishop f3, or not missed bishop f3, but underestimated that this actually works. And I mean, in the opening, I think perhaps as usual, my original instinct to play bishop e8, rook f8 was stronger than what I did, because actually after c4 I have a somewhat unpleasant choice. Before bishop a4 I think I'm slightly worse, not much, but slightly worse. And here I thought I was fine, but after rook e1 I realized it's not really very easy to push d5. And rook e8, queen c1 is another thing which would not really be such a huge deal with the bishop on f8, because I'm never getting mated with the bishop on f8. But here, for instance, already, but I think possibly bishop h6 is a threat. And
it's just a kind of a strange position, because it's very hard to find decent moves.
Yeah, and also, I mean, the tactical point of this is that if I play d5, takes, and knight g4. Now knight g4, cd4, knight g7 just wins. Yes. King g7 check and queen g5, and I can resign. So yeah, in this position I was panicking for a bit, and then I realized I can play knight h5, and this is a decent option, because you know I'm preparing some kind of knight f4, g3, g5 ideas, and also you know I'm defending against bishop h6 and all this attacking stuff on the king side. I expected g3, but I was kind of hoping I will make d5 work, but I finally couldn't. eg, knight g4, and it gets very, very messy. I don't know what you were planning. I mean,
I don't know. I
maybe knight 5 and knight g5. The problem is that the bishop on c7 is now hanging in a lot of lines, so this becomes very messy. Although maybe in this position I can sort of play on by just playing bishop d6, I don't know, and then try to win it back later.
Other than knight e4 and queen d1, perhaps.
Yeah, no, but this looks dodgy, and also knight cd3, knight and g4 here is also possible, because surprisingly after knight f6, I think you have bishop h6. Although I was trying to calculate if I can just play g6 here. It's a hugely messy position. Nobody knows what's going on, and finally I settled on g6 because I thought, okay, let's not, you know, if d5 loses, I will look slightly silly.
I really don't know why I was spending so much time on g3, because I was calculating all of these lines, but I think I have to play g3 anyway. I was looking at some weird moves like bishop g5, but
yeah, but it doesn't really give you much.
Yeah, just king h8 and then.
Yeah. Also, what's the threat?
I don't know, to go g3, queen d1. And
yeah, I mean, after something like this, I thought maybe I can actually maybe even go knight f4, you know, cut off the queen, and then I want to play g5 next move against almost anything.
Maybe I'll take and go g3.
Oops, sorry. This actually is not such a bad move as well, but I mean, knight takes,
g3.
Yeah, what's going on?
d5, and I thought perhaps.
But yeah, maybe you're giving mate. Yeah, some kind of a mate here. No, I'm misclicking here. Yeah, misclicking like crazy here. Yeah, I don't know. Although I mean, you know, keep it quiet.
Yeah. If there's no mate, there's
yeah,
no mate.
I don't know. I honestly have no idea here. But after g3, I played g6, knight h6, king g7, and I thought what happened was very logical. I expected knight g5. I thought it was by far the best move, because knight g4, I have knight e4, I think, here. So knight g5 is what I thought will happen. And here I could try playing g5, but it doesn't really change anything, because after e takes d5, I still have to take on g5, and we get the same position as in the game. And here white could just take on g5 and play knight g4. Whoops. And I think in this position I should play bishop d6. Actually, I shouldn't touch the f pawn at all. I should play like this.
But still, I mean, knight, bishop h6.
Yeah.
Something like this. Maybe queen c3.
Yeah, no, but it's not that much fun for me. I understand that. Yeah,
it's a position which I can never lose, basically.
Yeah, I understand that. You know, perhaps I will make a draw if I'm very, very precise. I don't know, something like queen e6 and then f5, knight f6, or maybe knight g7, f5 at some lucky moment. I don't know. I'm not lost. But
no, not by any stretch. But
yeah,
you know, knight e3.
But only white can be better. Yeah, it's clear that only white can be better, and this is how I expected the game to proceed. But then after knight g4, I thought that my first idea was I missed the whole bishop f6 idea, and I thought, damn, what am I to do here? But then I spotted the fact that bishop f6 doesn't actually win the game, and I'm actually kind of spoiled for choice here. I can even play something like bishop b7. But there, I think bishop f6, check, king g8, you have very important queen g5, queen c6, rook e4, and everything gets blockaded. So this,
Yeah,
this
also king. Maybe not king.
no, but this is just very good because I mean the diagonal is completely blocked and I'm getting nowhere. But after bishop f3, yeah, I thought the most practical choice was to just play h3 here, and I don't think I have anything better than take, take, take. And after rook e4, well, black has. I mean, I think draw is the likeliest result here because the bishop on c4 is such a monster that I think white just has excellent compensation for the pawn. And my king, you know, the bishop will be on h6 in a move or two. And I mean, I wasn't at all sure I was even better, frankly. I just thought bishop f3 is the best move, so I have to make it. But I wasn't at this point at all convinced I was better. And also, I think, an immediate draw with knight f4 here if I want, which was kind of comforting. I think this just.
I mean, I was just so fixated on bishop f6 that I didn't consider. This at all.
King g8, and now it becomes tricky for white because there's just no mate, and if you play knight h6, king f8, knight f7, knight f6, check. Of course, queen g7, rook g8 never works, and if you take rook e5, perhaps I can even play king d6 here.
But what's?
Oh no, queen f4 anyway. Yeah, queen f4 anyway, yeah. No,
and you cannot force the queen exchange because there's bishop d5 at the end, probably.
What queen exchange? I think I'm just losing everything then, no?
Ah, yeah.
I
lose e5 is also hanging.
Yeah, I lose all of my pieces, yeah.
No, I thought that was just going
No, and here after queen f4, well, I can play a position with an extra exchange, which should probably be a draw, I guess. I suppose, yeah, some kind of a draw. Although maybe even white is slightly better.
I think even white is slightly
but I think I have
most
queen
likely.
I have queen c6 here, and maybe I'm still playing for a win, in fact. But it would have been incredibly messy. It's very difficult to understand what's going on here. I mean, if I keep my pieces here, maybe I'm just winning because I mean a piece is a piece. But
bishop b5, rook e5.
yeah, bishop b5, rook e5 is it gives white.
Maybe I can do something like d4.
Yeah, you could, but yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't. I don't know. Takes. Yeah, I don't know why I took. Yeah, it's kind of. I think I'm kind of forcing you to make good moves here. I shouldn't be doing that.
Yes. Sorry, can we keep silence, please? Please. Пожалуйста. Геннадий, тоже просим вас.
But maybe I can take, no? Queen d4, knight d7 or something like that.
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Queen h4.
Ah, you have queen h4, yeah. Queen f6.
Queen f6. Well, okay, then rook
Yeah.
and queen h7.
Yeah, who knows?
There we go.
Yeah. Anyway, this was a possibility, but I mean, queen e3 is fine. And if I play queen c6 here, I think white plays bishop g5, and the point is after f6 you have this shot.
Yeah.
And once again we get a position like similar to the one we discussed, where you know I'm never better. Here, you know, I'm slightly more comfortable because
I think I should go to e3 though.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe yeah. And in general, once again, this is not something I wanted, and I went bishop b7. I'm not sure what the objective strength of this move is, but I thought it's a good idea to keep things complicated. I don't know, maybe bishop g5 is for some reason stronger than bishop h4. Once again, I was kind of flying a bit blind here. But I was basing my whole play on this. And now I was trying to calculate this long line. You can play bishop d5 here. I have to take, check, king g7, queen d5. I take this knight. You take on f7. And I think I can play rook c8. And amazingly, there are no checks. And I want to play queen f5.
So I should
And
go.
if you go rook c1, I think I can actually go bishop b6 because the rook is protected.
Yeah. Maybe
That was my attempt to calculate this thing. But once again, I have no idea if this is correct or not. Yeah, bishop b7, but it's not mate, and I'm.
And that's a
Well,
queen.
here rook c1 is mate, and there I will have queen f5 or something. I don't know. As I said, I mean, and bishop c5 also exists there. I've no idea what's going on, but this was my attempt to calculate that. And the difference, if you start with this, I also have an additional shot of bishop b6, which might be good for me. So this you shouldn't be doing. So f3, knight f4, and in this position, Yeah, I guess you're right. What you should have done is queen f2, because my idea was to take on h4, but here you take on c5. I go queen e7, you take, and you take. I mean, I'm still better, but you probably have better drawing chances here. Although, yeah, but
takes knight f7.
yeah, this probably is a draw, I suppose. Yeah, because you have knight g5, and you will take on h7. This might actually be a draw.
Yeah, this looks pretty first.
Also, I don't know, something ambitious like a 5, but I don't know. I mean, it's a mess, and I'm never worse, so I was already kind of happy at this point. But
Maybe
f8 bishop e5, I don't know. You might lose the h pawn.
king g2.
Yeah, I forgot about king g2. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you can go bishop b2, and it's not a dead draw yet.
No, it's not a dead draw. I mean, I can always play on, but this was probably better than the game, because in this position it's already very difficult to make moves for white. Queen c5, rook e7, I think, just drops material, and
yeah, knight f7, bishop f3.
yeah, and the knight f7, bishop f3. It's kind of lucky white doesn't lose on the spot, because knight e5, whoops.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to go knight e5.
But then rook e5, yeah.
Rook e5.
Not bishop e5, rook e5, and I just give mate, yeah. So queen f2, and here I don't know. Maybe I'm somehow winning by force, but I couldn't see it, because if I play queen f4, I think rook f1 is kind of decent.
Yeah.
Oh no, but I'm just winning here, yeah.
No, but I thought rook e3 instead.
Yeah, but after rook e3, maybe I'm getting a better version of the same, no?
No, but then
Also-
I'm not exchanging though.
Also maybe this,
d4,
and
bishop e4, knight g5.
yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure, and also, I mean, I was pretty sure this position should be winning. So I thought, why should I complicate life and try and calculate something else? Because, I mean, even if white manages to consolidate somehow, I am a pawn up and with bishops against bishop and knight. I'm not sure my conversion was the most straightforward, but it should be winning somehow. Maybe bishop b5 wins, but I didn't want to allow knight takes h7. I think you can actually take the pawn. The f pawn doesn't win.
Yeah, but by the way, after knight f7, h5, could I go knight h8?
Possibly.
I mean, probably g5 still wins. Knight f7, bishop
d8 or something.
Knight e5, bishop d1.
Yeah, I should probably still be winning somehow, yeah, but... Yeah, as I said, I mean, I'm not sure about h6, h5, but... And also in this position, I think maybe objectively bishop d7 is stronger than bishop d1, but it shouldn't really matter all that much. And after king f2, f3...
Bishop d7, but then I can take...
It gets trapped on h6. Bishop f5, I just go bishop b5 or somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, in this position, everything loses. I mean, h4, bishop d8, I just get the h-pawn, and after h3, bishop f4, and then knight g8, I go bishop g5, obviously. And it never comes out, so... This was already a reasonably simple technical task by this point, so... Yeah, I mean, the critical point, of course, is knight g4, bishop f3, which completely changed the direction the game was going. Before that, I was working very hard to equalize, and after that, you know, I suddenly found myself with 20 minutes against 5 in a position I can actually play.
Okay, actually, Magnus, you didn't leave much time for the last moves. I mean, what happened? What happened? I mean, during the game?
Well, I mean, first of all, I was spending too much time in middle game on, you know, reasonably good moves, but also not too difficult moves. And then I think when I went knight g4, I still had 15 minutes left or so, which, you know...
There are no carbon copies here.
Which should be plenty. I mean, if I just take on d5, I have a very easy position to play. So, and then, you know, I thought knight g4 was good, but I definitely overestimated my position there, and I mean, additionally, I just couldn't calculate very well today, and then you have to spend a lot of time. That's the way it is. Obviously, not as much time as I spent, because it became a serious liability at the end. But it's not easy. There, I mean, from early on, there were lots of things to calculate on every move.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Peter, my question is for you. How do you estimate your play in this tournament and the tournament itself? Like conclusion.
Well, it kind of remains to be seen whether I actually had any impact on the on the outcome of the tournament, and it's quite possible that I haven't. But it's nice to finish with 2 wins, and of course, beating Magnus is something we all aspire to, because he's clearly the best player in the world right now, and then beating him with black is something that in a somewhat calmer state of mind I will probably treasure. But right now it's all been very been very tense, and as for my general play, I think I played reasonably well, but not well enough to actually be a contender. So a slight feeling of a missed opportunity, perhaps. Although I'm sure not many people will agree. Maybe it's only in my head.
Thank you very much. We have some questions. Okay, thank you very much for coming for the press conference. So we'll wait till the end of the game. Thank you.